up, YouTube? It is time for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia tier list, the one to define them all. This should be a quick video. I will be determining who is better than one another and ranking them in tier to tier. Before we get started, I just want to remind you all to like, subscribe, comment, and share on the video. And when you comment, tell me whether you agree with my tier list or not. I am going to timestamp all the parts of this video in the comment section below, so feel free to check those out if you get lost. But I really encourage you, watch the whole thing straight through. You don't want to miss any of this. I'm going to briefly go over what my definition of each tier is, just to calm any confusions. Top tier, killers, content destroyers. Put them in a team, you can slam your head up against the phone, and you're going to win anything. No brains necessary. High tier, great. Not content killers like the top tiers, you know, but they're plenty viable, can consistently hold their own and do their thing. They're solid, you feel me? Mid tier. They can carve out their own niche, they need some decent team building around them, still plenty viable, but in limited amounts. Know what you're getting with this tier. Low tier. Pushing the border on useless. They need a strong amount of help, and you're probably subbing them out for a friend when it gets to that point in the battle. Lastly, we have trash. I think the title speaks for itself. And if you've gotten to this point in the video, I bet you're wondering, wait, didn't you do a video saying all tier lists are trash? Well, one, I'm a god, so it doesn't matter what I do. Two, stay tuned. I think you'll see why this one's a little different. I'm really doing it right. This is the definitive tier list. This is the only one that you should take seriously in the whole entire community. And who better to start off this video in the top tiers with the king himself, Noctis. I mean, you knew this was coming. Free turns for himself. In the party, you can launch. He's got crazy DPS. Insane burst effects, supremely abusable. He can still wreck stuff in JP at the moment. How would he not be a top tier? If you don't have this guy, what are you doing? On top of that, you can do 0 turn Chaos and Lufenia runs. 0 turns? That is just amazing. I mean, who else could do something like that? Noctis, that's it. He is absolutely worthy of a top tier spot. Next up in the tier list, we have someone very close to Noctis. They're basically the same character. Arden. Arden is basically a lightning-jacked Bosch-Squall Noctis. He's got great DPS and free turns, and he can solo Dimensions End. If that doesn't scream value, what does? I mean, he is raw DPS, so by Squall standards, that means he's horrible and dies right after his event. But he's Arden, so he's the exception. And in order for Arden to be basically a lightning jack Bosch-Squall Noctis, he needs a Squall to be compared to. That's right, Squall is top tier. Based on JP, I mean, he went from literal trash, Aranea is better, and he's power crept on release, to everyone forgetting they ever said that. Months on end of just making Squall out to be this horrible unit, and people are still running him to this day, and look at that, he came back and now he's top tier on Ultima, so that means he is amazing, and he always was. Everyone got quiet, right? He's top tier. Not to mention, reacting to his video got me a ton of views, so that makes him top tier by default. What a great character. Next in top tier, we have Aranea. Oh man, she released, and again, people conveniently forgot their horrible takes that she was gonna die and be useless and underwhelming on release, and she turned out to carry the global meta for months on end. Wow, that's just incredible. And you really know she's deserving of a top tier because you can't even get her right now, but she's still on this tier list. Totally not contradictory. Nor is it pointless. You know what else is top tier? My burst orb thumbnails. Who would have thought that a bunch of people would thought I got a burst weapon and I didn't just because I put a burst orb in the thumbnail? 30 minutes of pulls. That's crazy, ain't it? Next in the top tier category, we have Aranea players in co-op. Turns, you're not getting any. Break order? Oh, they're gonna screw up the break order every chance they can get, especially with the rebreaks. Why does it matter? They have Aranea, no biggie. Oh, and Aranea in the boosted room. Oh, that's just a tier on its own. I can't even put that in top tier. They're really just something else, man. Top tier. Oh, a great top tier mention too right after that. Noctis in co-op. Oh my god. They just play for you. You might cringe a little bit when they mismanage their skills in the BT phase, but at least you can safely AFK. Oh, just that pure joy, that bliss. When they hit C65 on their first turn and then you hear the burst noise, just oh. Wow. Next in top tier, we have mighty artifacts over C50 attack up. I mean, honestly, who cares about the rest of your kit when you can inflate one skill in a cherry-picked screenshot with weakness damage going? Oh, big numbers good. You really need to have a 500 IQ Rick and Morty level underwater backgammon brain to truly understand why you would ever choose mighty artifacts when the character has an attack boosting C50 passive. It's a no-brainer. I mean, well, I'm clearly not smart enough to get it, but whoa. And at the last choice for my top tier, I'm gonna put Yuna. You know, I rag on her a lot. You know, Yuna sucks, all that, but she's still a favorite in my heart, and she'll always be top tier no matter what. I can get Chaos and Lufenia. Who else can do that? No one. Yuna is the best, even though she sucks. Now we are gonna go right into high tier. Hope y'all are liking the video. Let's go right ahead. Machina, great DPS, speed down shenanigans, and rapid free turns. He's zooming all over the place. Abuse him with speed teams, and whoa, man, that guy's flying, doing crazy damage for half the cost. Unfortunately, he is debuff dependent, so he requires a bit more maintenance, but man, when you get him going correctly, he is an amazing DPS and fully deserving of my high tier. Now for Guy. Now, I'm totally not salty. I spent 600 tickets on him to get his LD, and that has no bearing on why I'm placing him this high in the tier list, even though I haven't used him for months. Also ignoring the fact that battery gain reduction kind of screwed over his mechanic, considering he's recovering about half of what he did in the off turns with his Embrave based regen. But you know what? He was the first tank to enchant, and I definitely spent way too much resources on him when I didn't really need him, so here you go. High tier. 8, Ocho, my man Infighter's favorite. Ignoring defense, double counter, one with splash and one without splash, LD locking him so he always gets attacked. He makes matches take forever and a half with all those counter moves, but you know what? It's worth it. You know what else is high tier? People thinking you can compare 8 and Gladio, which is unironically gonna happen when that month pulls up in Global, and I'm gonna be sick of it. I mean, 8 is great. And who else is worthy of high tier except for Cyan, the Bushido man himself? He is the progenitor of ignored defense. That might not even be true, but it sounded cool. And he is the only unit in the game to have multiple forms. Look at this. Cyan Calvo, Punish Cyan, Base Cyan. Soon we're gonna get Ultra Instinct Cyan. Who knows when we'll get it? Definitely before Riku. And how could I bring up the mid tier without bringing up Max Brave artifacts over C50 artifacts? Because everyone caps damage all the time, forever, in all content. Everyone's always hitting 9s, always getting to their Brave cap. We need more Max Brave to do more damage. Always. Always take it over more attack. More just Giga Brain philosophy. And if you're not capping damage, just bring batteries, because you can always do that. You just always cap, always go Max Brave. Ooh, high tier to close it off. How could I forget? The burst weapon you got in one ticket you didn't want, and nobody asked about. Ooh, man. High tier. Seriously, nobody cares. Keeping it moving, we have the mid tier. Starting off the mid tier, I'm gonna list Caius. He's solid DPS. His debuff slots are a bit annoying, and this doesn't really get better after his rework in LD. He's kind of a pain to build around. I mean, he's got his merits, and it's definitely still possible to do content with him, but mid tier feels like an appropriate choice for him. And as much as this hurts, going with my girl Agrius. Tactics represent, man. She had a strong start with an early EX plus, and her last chapter was a doozy, but she was putting in work. She's getting her boards on the chapter finale with Warrior Light LD, but that didn't really help much. She needs an LD. She needs a revisiting or something, because she's hurt. And Square Enix, where's Tactics? Come on, cuh. Where's the Tactics at, man? Man. Mid-tier, speaking of, is free to play, by the way. Mentioning you're free to play when you also bought some costumes and Mod Pass, so you're mostly free to play. Come on, man. Come on, man. Now, by this point in the video, I hope if you've watched this far, you've realized that I am screwing around, and this is not a serious tier list. This is just clickbait. It's in trolling. If you have made it this point, I'd like to see who actually thinks this is a serious tier list by the end. I'm gonna put something random at the end just to see who skips at the end and who thinks this is a serious video. If you have gotten this far and I'm asking you to leave a comment, but if you do, try and mention how you agree with my placement and assessment of Cyan. That'll be the tell that you and for everybody else in the comment section that you see in the video. You know, you made it this far. All right, let's continue. I've been trying to start off the tier just so people who click on the first part can kind of feel like it's legit, and then I kind of descend into just degeneracy. So you'll kind of see. I hope you notice that pattern. We're going to be continuing it until the end. And to close out the mid tier, we have Ferris. She had a strong opening alongside Agrius. Unfortunately, got her character board super duper late. Didn't really do anything. We were deep into Lufenia by the time she got those. But her LD is coming soon. That's hype. That's more views for me as I react and pull for it. So she's staying up in mid tier just for that alone. Now we're getting into the low tier, and oh, this tier hurts, but someone's got to be in here, man. Someone's got to do it. Coming out swinging, we have Tidus as the low tier god. Why did the devs hate Final Fantasy X? I love this game. I played the game because of Dissidia, and this is how they treat me? Really? I think I might dedicate this whole tier just to Final Fantasy X. Tidus has a brave attack on his skill. Do I need to say anything else? Ugh. Lulu is awful. The proto enchanter, so I guess she had to take the L. Ignis is coffin dancing on her grave currently, becoming a fire enchanter for the party. Lulu still has brave shave over him, but she's not even very good at that. Her EX is slow. Her regen's bad. She's just a whole mess. Ugh. Why are they doing Final Fantasy X like this? In the middle of low tier, we have Facebook as an entity, and anyone who browses this website frequently. Hot Take Central. I get a lot of my laughs from there, but that's not a good thing. It's, oh man, just secondhand screenshots I see of that place. Just, what are y'all doing, bruh? Aiko, I think that's how you say her name. She is going in low tier solely because of my boy Loken. Aiko is poop. She's poop. Don't question it. Don't add me. Just leave it as is. It's also low tier to compare Ardent and Noctis. Don't mind that I did that earlier in the video. This is getting its own video, but they have so little in common outside of the same game and warp strike animation that the fact that they're being compared to each other kind of just makes me sad. And to finish off the low tier, we have Riku. She's not out yet, but she's low tier by virtue of one being, as Waka would say, a sand blasted grease monkey. And the fact that she keeps getting delayed, and me bringing her name in this video means she's gonna get delayed by another 3 millennia. She's never coming out ever, so low tier. Oh Lord, forgive me. No, I had to do it to him. It's the trash tier, man. This is pain. Who else is more deserving of trash tier than the worst LD of all time to this day, Sarah? I'm sorry, girl, they did you dirty. I was ready to pull. I didn't believe the translations, but you really just garbage. Trash. Pathetic. They did you dirty. I mean, some people are praying you'll get a burst and a rework. That ship has sailed. I'm sorry, Sarah. You are trash. You know what rhymes with trash? Ash. Her kit doesn't make sense. All those generic buffs. She doesn't even help herself hit hard. She got overflow on her EX but can't cap it. It's just so bizarre, and the paralyze isn't AoE either, so she's just messy. I mean, some people I know tried to rep her like I tried to rep Noel. Don't worry about that. But oh god, what were they doing? What were they doing? Fix Ash on Strago LC, please. She needs it. Real trash is people who are gonna be mad in the comments section over this video, who don't know how to take L's. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Oh man, especially anyone who hasn't subscribed and liked. Like 60% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. Oh no, we need to fix that. Road to 1K, baby. And to close out low tier, we have Fang. Oh man, I wanted Fang when I first started JP, and I'm like, yes, I love Fang. She's a great character in 13. They did you real dirty. At least they let you hold on to that C65, but the rest of your kit, the one hit HP pluses, oh man, it just makes me sad, man. They did her real dirty. And in conclusion, that's the list. I'm glad you all watched the entire video. This is a factual list. No opinions have been presented. I am always right. There is no even close to a chance that I can be wrong. So, as such, all the comments should agree with me. So, like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment. Hope you all have a great day, and I'm glad you've been taught the ways of the Final Fantasy Opera Omnia tier list. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.